Guys, I thought I was going to wake up to an awesome content day of new characters, skins, side story, but instead I woke up to a dumpster fire of people freaking out, very angry, and honestly, some of it is justifiable. So today, let's talk about the Midsummer Paradise fiasco, all the drama that's happening because of it, and potentially what we've been talking about, because even in my stream, people have been upset, not too happy with Smilegate Epic 7 as a whole, and let's discuss the entire thing overall. Now, let's say you did log in or you're watching this video and you've just been having a good time, guys, pulling Luluka, checking out the side story, seeing the new stuff, the exclusive equipment. I'm happy for you. Don't get sucked into the negativity. But I do need to address it now because for all the fun content that we can cover, that like I'm bringing out a Luluka video at the same time, it's just going to be overshadowed by this sort of tarnish that Smilegate's decision has put on the player base. So it is something we need to talk about and address. So let's get into it. First, let's outline what the issue is. Why are all the players so upset with Epic 7 right now? And it's not because of the story mode. Honestly, this whole patch was really good beyond this one decision. So if we look here in the Suspicious Hot Spring and we go into one of the levels, you'll notice that this is very similar to a Advent side story. If you guys are brand new, you don't know what an Advent side story is, they come around every so often. They're a difficult PvE mode that some players just can't complete. But that's okay because there is middle parts that they can complete. If the newer you are, you can still get most of the shop unlocked, but it's meant to be like a PvE difficult endgame mode featuring bosses that have a ton of skills. And this side story is very similar to that, right? Instead of 3 teams, it's 2, but you still have some difficult boss mechanics. Now, here's the issue everyone has. A lot of the mechanics and the game is, this mode is honestly trivialized the more copies of Summer Luluka that you have. Now, do you guys see the big issue here? Now, listen, I know some of y'all already had like Blue Luluka saved up. A lot of y'all were lucky, or I shouldn't say a lot, but some of y'all were lucky enough to get multiple copies of Luluka, maybe triple S. Congratulations. But anyone that's free to play that wasn't able to pull, that has limited bookmarks, that only has a 0 imprint, maybe 1 copy at most, maybe no Lulukas at all, is going to have such a hard time completing this mode. Now, before I move on further, I want to shout out my friend and guildmate Tristan Wolf. For anyone that needs extra help, guys, he did make a guide to complete level 4 without Luluka at all and no Moonlight 5 stars, I believe. So make sure y'all check that out if anyone needs additional help with that. That being said, guys, that's not the entire purpose, though. That doesn't solve the issue because there is still a level 5. There is still the issue that we have a mode that is very well, well to play friendly, essentially meaning the more you're able to spend and pull Luluka copies, you get to bypass all the mechanics that Smilegate introduced here. And this is a first, and I think this is why it's so crazy right now, is because Smilegate has never introduced this sort of system before where you get boosts, you bypass the boss mechanics, and you just fully free auto, not even thinking, guys. I've heard at Triple S, you can just fully complete everything, not even thinking about the units you throw in. That's how powerful it is to get more copies of this unit. And that's not a good move, in my opinion, for Smilegate. They've been known to be more free-to-play friendly, whatever you guys think. They really have been. And I think this move is such a bad one. It sets a bad precedent. They've never done it before. If they want to incentivize pulling multiple copies of stuff, do what they did in the past, where artifacts, more ranks of artifacts will give you a bonus, as you guys can see here. I'll show y'all. Right? They've always had the enhanced artifact where if you have multiple copies of that, hey, you get more resources. Essentially, if we wanted to have Luluka give benefits as well, then more copies of Luluka will just give us more resources. But it doesn't stop anyone that can't whale, that doesn't have resources or bookmarks, from playing the game and completing all the, the side story, which should just be a fun event. And I think ultimately that kind of wraps up the entire conversation. All right, guys. So in closing, I mentioned Smilegate is aware of the feedback. They gave me confirmation. It's up to them now to decide what to do with all the feedback. And good Lord, there was a lot of it. Some of it crazy. Y'all, some people are outraged right now. But overall, what I hope to see is some kind of a Smilegate addresses it in some way and they make adjustments to this so that, one, hey, if they still want to incentivize whales to pull more copies, I kind of gave some suggestions. Make it so that extra copies of Luluka, like the artifact, give more currency. Maybe they give increased equipment drops for farming the side story. But don't make it so that new players, free-to-play players, non-whales, can't even access or complete some of this mode. It's a side story. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be accessible. I really hope moving forward we don't have more of this, especially when Lethe comes out in 2 weeks. So, Smilegate, please, I hope y'all listen and at least adjust it in some way. I understand you guys need to make money, but we can do it in a way that doesn't upset like a lot of the player base, right? So once again, guys, if you want to leave any comments, please speak freely. Try to be more constructive than negative. I'm not saying to sugarcoat, but that's a better way, I think, to be heard. And yeah, let's pray some good stuff happens, guys, because overall I'm more sad now than upset because I think Smilegate killed it with the designs on the characters. I'm so excited for Lethe. I'm so excited for the draft mode. I like this side story overall. I'm so excited for content, but it's all being overshadowed by this kind of negative part of the side story. So we'll wrap things up there, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.